Or sometimes you can have a little bit blue mixed with it and make it more dark. So I bring my rose color here and I add a drop of water with my brush into my palette. It's a little runny and it's fine. The other color that we need to pre-mix a little bit, clean your brush always when you want to take another color. The other color is yellow. So we have yellow for this part. I bring yellow here in another part of my palette. So I start with the yellow first to it's always good to control your amount of water with napkin. I add the yellow into my oval section. So if you see there is some light and dark it have, there is no white in it. Just you can clean your brush. When the surface is wet, just lift up some paint. With brush, come and take and lift up and then clean it with napkin. That's enough. We leave it get dry because when we add another color, when it's wet, it mixes easily with this yellow color and we don't want. So we can switch to the top part and make this one yellow. I add yellow here. And I add yellow here too. Let me a little bit more erase my line. I don't like really dark line in my flower. Another is here. These are yellow. Then clean your brush. Take your pink color. Now it's get dry. You can color your flower with the light pink color, but it should be light. We will make it dark in between of this petal and this darkness later, because in watercolor we work as a layers. So first layer always is good to go with watery brush and really light brush. Very gently cover around this yellow part with the pink color. Hold the shape of your petal. Even you can switch on the other one and add the pink color on the other one too, because we need to wait this one get a little bit dry. We need give it time to get dry, and then we can switch to the other one. Draw with the pink color the flower on top. Make sure not to go inside the yellow part. And after that, you can leave it completely get dry. This is the first layer in our watercolor painting. And this first layer is this light color that you see under, because there is 3 value I see here. This is really light in between here. And this is another dark color, which is in between a mid-tone. And here is really dark, which is dark tone. Now it's get dry. Again, same color, but this time we need use less water in our brush, more pigment, more paint. Even if your brush is a little water, you can control with napkin like this. Touch your napkin and then with the whole brush or belly of your brush, not the tip. Let me come here. Just put here, bring near the center like that. A big brush stroke. Again, some part touch here and bring near the center and leave it like that. And you see the these two colors are not really huge difference between each other. There's not really dark. It's a little bit different because it's mid-tone. The really dark color we will add later. Again, control. We leave some part completely light and then from this side move from another way like that. We just play with our brush stroke like this. So again, back to your paint. This time we move from the other way, like this curve. We make one curve with whole our brush like that. Hold the brush is like this. This is the belly of the brush, not just the tip. Because of that, I put whole my brush into the paper and then move it like that. And leave it. You can bring from down to the top, touch the end very gently. It should be really soft and gently like this to add another tone. I take again watercolor, control it with napkin and put my brush here, bring it, hold my brush on top like that. Or even you can wash your brush, control the amount of water, not very wet, and help this color fade like that. Now we need to have this dark color here. You see, really dark. Just add some tone here and then throw your brush out because we would like to have some liney part around. If you do it like this on dry brush, on dry paper, it happens like that. And you see this separation line. But we have another technique. Clean your brush first. With a clean water, just wet this part of a center, just a little bit around the part that you want to add this dark color. After that, when you bring the dark color into this section, you see the darkness is reduced again a little bit, but it's really gently fade to the rest of your paint, rest of your color. This is another technique which is so useful in watercolor. It's okay, you can do both just for the information. And if you would like to have fade in your center part, you can wet your surface first and then add your dark tone. because we don't want to have a line in our yellow color. Again, we need to apply with yellow first, make whole the surface yellowy. After the red part, it gets completely dry after that. Add the yellow color everywhere. And then with the green color, come and bring it not completely, just a bit here around the red part with the green color. Just this section. And this happens when you come near this part, and that's enough. And I do it by smaller brush. I control my brush like working with pencil, so you can draw it like this and move up like that and down. So I keep already some part white. When I think about my movement and when I use my brush similar to pencil line, it's more easy to control it. Or even if you, for example, let me show you, if you color everything, every part like that, and you lose the white color, you can take the clean napkin, shape it like this. When the surface is wet, just pressure and lift up some paint. Pressure and lift up some paint. Pressure, lift up some paint. I can use first of all with first layer with the rosy color, cover whole the part. I just cover it with one rosy color like this. But I don't want to let it dry because I want to bring another layer which is darker color. Now we can switch to this flower, which is the last flower that we worked. And if you see, it's a really white color it has, and just some brush stroke with pink and a little greeny color around. So we don't need to work more on this part. Just the brush of one brush stroke like this. Oh, it's really dark. So I need to use more water in my brush. Just one brush stroke here. Come down. Move around like this. And then switch to this part like that. Even if the paint is dark, you can clean your brush with water and reduce this darkness here. Again, back to your paint and try to fade it like this. And then some stroke here in it. Viridian green is a cool green, but I have sap green or hooker green. It's like a grass color, like this. It's a warm green color. So I take this, I use for whole the part of my stem, but in some part I see some browny color, just a bit dark color. For the brown color, I need to have reddish brown. Or if you have dark brown is good too. So I have a green, I have this brown, like this. I make both ready, brown and green. Clean your brush, take some green color and From this part, really gently draw your stem to this part. And then it's so watery. Actually, we need to have watery brush for now. Make sure not to come into the flower. You can already connect this to flower with this green into the, but we can add another tone because there is some dark and light color we have it. This is the light tone. We can add a little bit blue, just a little bit to the green and make my green darker. And from one side, you can add a little dark color here like this, or even from the other part. When you mix your green with blue, you can have darker green. And it's nice to have different value and different tone in our painting, more interesting. Even different color, because of that I take some brown. I will add here some brown randomly. It's not the rule that you add your brown anywhere, just randomly. You can add some here, add a stroke here, there, here, just a bit here. Make this flower a little bit dark like that, but not much. You see that this dark color help your stem shape like the round shape. You see the shadow hits on one side and the light is on the other side. And I forgot we have these two, like the blossom part. So again, back to my green. One big shade. Already we are wet in paper and in our brush like this. We add the brown. After it gets dry, it gives us a nice feeling of turning in the blossom, because one side is more dark, the other is light. And mix my blue with green to catch the new color, which is this one. I can use this for whole the part and just a little bit, just the blue for this light part. And for the darkness, I need to take some blue, take some green. Even I can switch to the other green that I have. It's like Viridian green. And this time I can add a little brown into my mixture. So blue, green, and brown. Give me this really dark part. So very gently and with a clean water, just wet your paper, but please not come near your flower. You need to keep some space as a line between your background and your flower, completely white. You don't have to come and reach the flower, because you can, after that, make your green color of background move to the color of your background. So we don't, color of your flower, we don't need that. We just keep the white color in between, and then very gently add some water around. It's okay, you can keep it like that. And then add the light, actually the lighter green color that we make. Very nice and gently. It's better to do it with a big size of brush. Let me show you here. Again, I make my background dark. When the paper is wet, you can do everything at the same time 100 times. You can make it again wet and bring the dark color on top. Or even you can do some simple background, doesn't matter. Actually, the color of background is totally depending on your taste. I just add a drop of water on top and then let it dry to see what happens. Now again, I should clean my brush for the other part. For the right part, I need to clean my brush, and with the clean water again, make the surface wet like that. But when I come near my stem or flower, should be really gently and not touch it. I can keep some space in between flower or stem and background white. I don't want to cover it with the water because you know that watercolor can move very fast and can pass from the petals and go inside my flower, so I don't want that. Okay, my paper is wet. Again, same color I have here. As I mentioned, my color is green, blue, and brown.